So, from a personal perspective, I'm assuming you could be watching this video like not long after recording, or you could be watching it a month or six after recording. So, quick summary. I am currently processing massive trauma. I think I'm within 3 weeks of a life-threatening event, and I've been going through like major PTSD. I don't need a diagnosis to know it. I know it. So there's peaks and troughs with the experience. Sometimes I'm beautifully balanced, focused in the zone. And then there's times when, I go into panic, extreme emotions. And yesterday was one such day where I just felt like I just couldn't think. I could not think. And it just sort of became this overwhelming paralysis, numbness, brain fog. It was a very distressing day, and it's sustained. It didn't sort of pass, and I invoked light. I went out, changed my environment, and nothing really shifted it. I spoke with friends. And it was sort of nearing the end of the day, and I just decided, well, I'm just gonna like research. I'm gonna hop on YouTube, find a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and listen to, because there's a lot of amazing people who share their thoughts for free, their professional studies and knowledge, and so I want to understand trauma. I want to understand what's going on with my poor brain and mind, my psychological being. And so I yeah, the woman I ended up listening to, she explained that trauma does have a huge impact. It totally reroutes the brain, so the brain is sort of working in an incorrect way. Don't ask me to explain it all, but like amygdala, hippocampus become like best friends, and really they shouldn't be. The amygdala sort of needs to be sitting more dormant, and just, yeah, it's more for different situations. But anyway, the prefrontal cortex shuts down, and that's our higher order thinking, and that's what we need happening. We need to have higher order thinking happening, because that's the healing process, when we're active and engaged. So she gave a lot of explanations about it, and so I got to understand, okay, this is what's going. There's damage to my brain, and there's damage to my higher bodies. I can see how it all translates. And then explain, step one, which is, but we do have this neuroplasticity, we can rewire everything like really quickly. So we need to start engaging our higher order thinking. So that means doing things, so she suggests, writing therapy, and I guess, I mentioned in a previous video, building the things, the furniture around in my new space, getting things unpacked. That was just sort of, it was activating my mind. And I sat down yesterday, sort of after that video about, just start activating your mind. So I started doing some writing therapy with Gautama Buddha. I just felt like writing a letter to Gautama, and started writing a bit about it, listed everything, and then just got this, lightning bolt impulse, a Vajra impulse, and it was like, play music, sing. So I went and got my guitar. It's been ages since I've done any music, and I went and got my guitar, and I just sang and played music for, a couple of hours, maybe an hour and a half. And it was so good. Like, it was just good for my soul to be singing, but, it was activating my mind, just bringing my vocals into tune and focusing on the chords and the lyrics, and, and just allowing my soul to come through with the music. So, when you think about it, there's lots and lots of activities that, you could do. You can do art, you can do activities, you go out bushwalking, go into nature, it's just really bust free, because if you stay in that trauma cycle of, going back into the flashbacks, going back into the past, it can be the long distance past, it can be from in childhood, it can be from past lives, and you're still carrying it through, and you may not remember the specific incidents that happen, but that pattern has been set. So I can tell from, observing within and also observing other people, and because, we all carry trauma, like, what I'm seeing is an unhealed trauma becomes ongoing trauma. It doesn't go away. You have to work through it. So, you've got to allow the emotions to come out. You've got to allow, those feelings to be channeled through the body. You've got to allow those thoughts to come out, and you've got to be active, just like with the broken arm again, you need to do your physio work, and do exercises to get, the wrist rotating correctly again and build up the strength, because it all loses a lot of strength and flexibility, during the actual knitting together process. So, you've got to just sort of gradually, bit by bit, I broke my arm once, and it just started with, initially I couldn't do anything, but then eventually, just getting some more finger things happening, and then, just slight rotation and up down movements, just doing what I could, allowing my body to tell me what felt safe and what felt unsafe to do, when I was pushing myself too hard. And it's the same thing with our brains. Remembering that our brains are more than just some physical thing, there's this higher order activities going on. We've got to exercise it. And so that's all I really want to sort of just say in this video, like, the hanging on to that trauma and not dealing with it, it's going to stick around. And also, I'm contacted my psychologist and said, let's just get in as many regular sessions as we can, like, because, she holds that space and does all that cognitive behavioral therapy stuff and structures it all. And I don't know, like, I just let her do her thing, and, she just lets me talk, and, and she just, she's therapeutically sort of, helping my mind to do its higher order stuff, and I always feel great by the end of a session. So psychology, that's another thing. So, and, like learning about it, learn about trauma, learn about, what it is. It is a real thing. It affects our physiology and it affects our higher bodies. So let's just start understanding it. So that's my encouragement. That's what's working for me, doing my daily yoga, trauma yoga, just keeping it all active. Okay, tis all. Bye-bye.